about, for some, it may be counterintuitive that being in the cloud is more secure than having all of my technology assets in-house. Explain your thought process and strategy at Moniz to enhance security by adopting this cloud-first approach.
Okay. There's a lot of benefits. There are a whole heap of benefits. We could talk for a long time about this, but fundamentally, the cloud has enabled organizations to roll out infrastructure and systems at lightning speed. You know, we could spin up in the next 10 minutes 1,000 servers, but if we had an on-premise environment, it would take months to design, procure, configure, deploy. We need a whole team of people to do that. So it's allowed organizations to act very quickly. Now, this doesn't necessarily make you more secure. In some cases, if it's not managed properly, it can really rapidly grow your threat surface. You know, it can become out of control. But in line with that, what we're starting to see now is, you know, some of the bigger players like AWS and Microsoft Azure and Google's cloud, some of the turnkey security solutions they have would take years to develop in-house. So at the push of a button in AWS or Azure, you can turn on state-of-the-art anomalous behavior detection technology that, if you were to deploy that in an on-premise environment, would cost hundreds of thousands and would take months to deploy and configure. In the cloud, you can switch that on Monday, and if by Friday you're not seeing the value, you switch it off again. So that ability to spin up state-of-the-art security capability quickly is a real advantage in the cloud. And if you look in the AWS marketplace, all of the big security vendors are in there. You know, Qualys are in there, Tenant are in there. Lots of organizations who provide traditionally appliance-based on-premise tools have immediately seen the value of the cloud, and you can really get the best pick of the state-of-the-art technology and deploy it very, very quickly, you know, at no capital expense.
So Google, Amazon, and Microsoft provide economies of scale in the capabilities from a security perspective that you can turn on, and the hygiene matters such as patching of all of my on-premise equipment or developing specific, you know, anomaly detection systems. I can take advantage of that from the cloud providers rather than build that, you know, myself. That makes a lot of sense.
Absolutely, yeah. I suppose you effectively outsource your what used to be infrastructure management, platform management, and you know, a lot of the modern container technologies. You know, all you're really worrying about, you know, I'm speaking in broad terms here, is the security of the software that you deploy. You know, you need people looking at the infrastructure and the platforms that, you know, the cloud environments that are available now make that much easier, less manual a task, and you know, automation is kind of taking us to places where a lot of the traditional security concerns, which are very IT infrastructure and platform driven, they're not your primary concerns anymore in a cloud environment. And perhaps a good example is the ransomware that affected the world a few years back. You know, it kind of shut down the NHS and all sorts of other organizations. WannaCry. And, you know, that took advantage of a specific vulnerability in a Windows server that if you were unpatched, you were vulnerable to. Now, it was primarily organizations with on-premise infrastructure that suffered there because they have manual patching processes that are run by people in their company, and you know, people have competing priorities and don't always patch in timely ways and all the rest of it. If you're running platform as a service in the cloud, you have less of that to worry about.